you have to plan not just for the short term, but also for the whole life cycle of your product or your company. And so it's very critical to do that. And you use different techniques at different points, right, of the life cycle. Some things take longer. So a PPC campaign, it's going to be instant, right? You're going to see an instant result. You're going to drive clicks to your website or to something else that you're driving people to right away. But if you don't SEO, you're not going to see results on anything you do in SEO for months, literally for 4, 6, 8 weeks. Content marketing, same thing. You're going to generate content, you're going to distribute that content through various tools, but it's going to take a while to actually get you there. Social media marketing is the same. It takes a while to create an audience, to build it up, to engage it, and to keep it, right? And so you have to think about all these different elements and how they interact at each point of the life cycle of a company.
It's interesting, I was once the vice president of marketing for a big worldwide brand named Kettle One Vodka. And now I have my own brand and my own business as a consultant. And business is good, but I recognize that even with my background, I still need a professional behind me to help me with the marketing to keep up with what's going on and what's trending. A year ago, I was that guy that said, I'll never do a TikTok. I don't watch TikTok. It's a waste of my time.
Yeah,
But I've
yeah,
got my kids, and we're all sitting at the end of the night watching TikToks. And I'm looking
yeah.
at myself going, oh my gosh, here I am. I'm becoming a TikTok fan. And I think oftentimes we lose sight of the world evolving around us. In your world and what you're seeing, where are things transitioning into? Where are the TikToks of the world? And is that it right now?
Yeah, no, I mean, it's an excellent point. I tell people, look, in this digital marketing world, there is something new every month. There's a new platform, there's a new type of new digital marketing, as we talked about. When I started working on the agency side, as I said, Facebook was just starting, Twitter was just starting. I was telling people, this Twitter thing is going to be big. They're like, what are you talking about? What is even Twitter? What does it do? Oh my God, it's so stupid. It's never going to work. And look at where they are today, right? And so, I kind of pat myself on the back a little bit here because I was, I was open-minded enough to see what was there. But it happens all the time. If it's TikTok is kind of to 2020, right? But what are we going to get in 2021 or 2022? There's always going to be people with great ideas coming up with new concepts, and they're going to launch these. And especially in this kind of fickle type of environment that we live in these days, especially with the kids who have probably a shorter attention span, they're going to gravitate toward the next new shiny cool thing, right? And so as a marketer, you have to stay on top of that, and it's really hard if you're running a company or running a marketing thing inside of a company. That's where I think the agency model kind of works really well, and where it makes sense to have access to some external digital marketing talent that can take care of like staying on top of all these different types of marketing things that are going on.
I remember way back before Obama was elected president, I was working with a marketing agency, and they had basically it was his map of how he was going to market himself for his presidential campaign. And back in the day, I think we had LinkedIn, we had Facebook, Twitter might have just came out, but it connected all the dots on this map and how he was going to reach the masses. And you really saw that evolve and unfold as he ran for president. What I love
Mm-hmm.
about what you do is that when I go on your website, it's similar to that map that I saw back in the day. And to be respectful of your time and what
Yeah.
you've given us so far, kind of wrap us up with how that map might look for a new client and how you might integrate them into
Yeah.
their own marketing program. And we'll kind of end with that last question or so.
Yeah, sure. So the first thing we'll do is like understand what their company is about, what their products, services are about, where they see themselves, how they position themselves, what their history is, what they want to achieve, what their goals are, because they're all very company specific. Like the tools we use are not, but the way we arrange them is. So every company is going to be a little bit different, but typically, so we'll do that basically what we call onboarding or intake, because we absolutely have to understand the market they're in, the industry they're in, you know what their position is, and so on, and then based on all of that, we'll devise tools. But typically, for a new company or a new product line or a new offering for a company that already exists, we'll look at building. You know, again, you know, the marketing or sales funnel is a very great tool to think about this, right? So we say, okay, if you're new, we're gonna have to work on your awareness and then interest, right? Consideration and then interest, and so we'll use tools like, you know, we will do, especially we work mostly with B2B companies, but we'll basically rethink their LinkedIn approach, right? So we'll polish up their LinkedIn account. We'll make it, because we've been doing this for years. We know exactly what to do or what not to do on LinkedIn, and then we have some proprietary tools that can automate the connection. The connection. So we probably will focus on that, just at least so they get some awareness. They become like kind of thought leaders. We'll generate some content that helps them do that as well. In parallel, we probably will build their email list. Email marketing is a very underrated tool, still one of the highest ROIs of in digital marketing overall period of any tactic in digital marketing, after 20 plus years of email marketing being a thing. So we'll help them build their list of prospects, and then we have several two or three different tools that kind of take people from and nurture those leads via email marketing towards actually keeping them like in your list and top of mind. So we generate a lot of content, and that works really well. People, LinkedIn is really big in our world, but you don't own your connection list. LinkedIn does. You do own your email marketing list. That's yours, and so it's a big asset that people tend to discount. We don't. We do a lot of work there, and that work usually pays out tremendously well. And then combination of linked like social media marketing, because we also do of course Facebook and Instagram and all of that. But social media to like really get a quick hit of presence and really establish your brand and your personality and all that. And then email marketing, list building, organic list building. We don't buy lists. That doesn't work. So if someone tells you, "Oh, I have a great list of your target market, for 20 cents a pop or something like that," just no, say no. And then we building a great website is critical even today. You can't get by with just a Facebook or Instagram or account, right? You need a website, and you need to capture those leads on your website. So we have all kinds of a set of tools that we that go on your website that enable you to do just that, capture leads. So this typically, that's like kind of the core of what we do for a typical client. So you can see all these dots, right? And they all work together. We push people LinkedIn connections to the website because we know we can capture them on the website. Sometimes you don't have the right email address on LinkedIn, so we push them to the website via different ways, and then we capture them there. And then we also do a lot of SEO work when we build a website for a client. We do also SEO work to know what kind of content we need to develop for them, what do we need to talk about, what do we need to do, of course in coordination with the client and their strategy and all of that. But you can tell it's a very holistic process, right? Everything we do touches something else, and all these different points of light connect to basically have all these synergies, and that kind of integrated type of marketing that is the only way you can succeed today.
Yeah, I think all of these things we talked about are very valuable to the entrepreneur, to the business executive, or to the employee of the big company that is just trying to stand out and do a great job. So thank you for sharing some of your
Of
insights.
course.
Thank you for sharing a little bit more about your company. I'll put your company website on the show notes here, but verbally, do you want to tell us where we can find you and your company?
Yeah, it's easy. The boomtime.com, boomtime.com. And for me, you can find me on the site, obviously, on our team page, but very easy to find on LinkedIn. I'm very active on LinkedIn. It's linkedin.com/in/JP Clement.
I love on your bio here it says passionate about helping business grow, and it's just so important right now to help one another, and I love that tagline. So thank you for that.
Of course. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for listening to today's show. It is my pleasure and honor to interview all of the guests that have been on the Answer is Yes podcast. If you have enjoyed the show, please go on iTunes and subscribe, give a rating, or simply tell a friend about the show. We also believe in the message of our guests and the positive influence of their stories. As my own mentor and coach, David Meltzer, has taught me, spend some time every day thinking and writing about the things in your own life that you have more than enough of. You will find out how blessed we really are. Please visit my website, livelifedriven.com, for the latest updates about me and what I'm doing. Plus, I post a monthly blog about the many topics on this show. This podcast can also be found there. As I learned early on in life, what you believe is what you will achieve. Thanks, Mark Victor Hansen, and thank you, and have a great week.
This episode of The Answer is Yes brought to you by Baja Bound Insurance Services. Driving to Mexico? You can buy and print out your Mexican auto insurance policy online in minutes with their easy-to-use website. They also have great travel information to help you plan your trip south of the border. Visit bajabound.com.